Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. Throughout Chinese history, the highest rulers of ancient feudal society were mostly male. However, during the prosperous and open Tang dynasty, there emerged an extraordinary female politician, the widely known Empress Zetian. During her reign, Zetian not only inherited the prosperous reign of the Tang dynasty initiated by Emperor Taizong, Li Shimin, but also elevated the Tang dynasty to new heights in politics, economy, culture, and more. She laid a solid foundation for the prosperous reign of Emperor Xuanzong's, Li Longji, Kaiyuan era. And it can be said that Wu Zetian's rule was a key transitional period between the Zhongguan and Kaiyuan eras. In Wu Zetian's governance philosophy, there was a combination of tolerance and inclusivity, as well as a strict system of rewards and punishments. The political system she implemented not only focused on the promotion of talent but also emphasized the rule of law and discipline. Under her rule, 3 types of punishments were introduced, whose names might sound mild, but in reality, each was exceedingly harsh, even cruel. The first punishment was Jade Maiden ascending the ladder. At that time, Empress Wu Zetian had a favorite official named Li Junchen, who came from a humble background but gained Wu Zetian's favor through his skill in informing on others and inflicting cruel torture. Li became one of the most notorious officials of the Tang dynasty in Wuzhou period, known for his cruelty. While in office, Li Junchen established the Bureau of Punishments and greatly expanded the use of torture, targeting ministers and members of the royal family for brutal suppression. He created many unjust charges against the power elite, even using extreme methods to trap innocent people. Relying on the Luo Zhi Jing, a book of legal codes, he carried out a 14-year-long reign of terror under his leadership. During his tenure as an imperial attendant, Li inherited and improved a particularly brutal punishment specifically for women, which he named Jade Maiden ascending the ladder. In reality, this name masked its extreme cruelty. Originally, the method of this punishment involved using a rope to strangle the condemned woman's neck, then forcing her to climb a high wooden post, beneath which sharp wooden stakes were placed. When the executioner gave the signal, the rope was pulled tight. This caused the victim to either be strangled to death or fall from the height, landing on the stakes or dying from the fall. Even those who were fortunate enough to survive could not escape further punishment until their strength gave out and they finally succumbed. Although Jade Maiden ascending the ladder was already an extraordinarily cruel form of punishment, Li Junchen added even more terrifying details. He ordered the executioner to strip the woman of all her clothes, leaving her completely naked, even removing her undergarments. The condemned would endure this punishment exposed to the public's gaze, adding a layer of humiliation to the physical torture. It is easy to imagine the terror in the hearts of the condemned women as they were led to the execution grounds, many of whom may have already resigned themselves to death. The Jade Maiden ascending the ladder punishment not only inflicted extreme physical pain, but also delivered a heavy psychological blow. Before the physical torture even began, the victim's dignity and willpower were already destroyed. The initial humiliation often shattered their psychological defenses, causing many otherwise strong individuals to give up hope. And some even surrendered before enduring the full extent of the torture. Those with stronger mental resilience, despite their initial humiliation, often could not escape a fate of being tortured or killed. Clearly, Jade Maiden ascending the ladder was a punishment that simultaneously inflicted both physical and mental torment, destroying not only the body but also the spirit of the victim. The second punishment was phoenix spreading its wings. In China, the dragon and phoenix have long been regarded as symbols of good fortune. In the feudal society, the emperor was known as the Son of Heaven or True Dragon, while his empress was regarded as the representative of phoenix grace. The phoenix symbolized nobility, beauty, and good fortune. However, during Wu Zetian's reign, there was a punishment named after the phoenix spreading its wings. From its literal meaning, one might envision a golden phoenix spreading its wings in the vast sky, creating a beautiful and grand scene. The creator of this punishment seemingly drew inspiration from this image of beauty, designing a posture for the condemned that mimicked the graceful gesture of a phoenix spreading its wings. When carrying out this punishment, the executioner first binds the convict to a sturdy wooden frame, rendering them immobile and powerless. Then, while the convict struggles in pain or is on the verge of losing consciousness, the executioner twists their arms in opposite directions, continuing until the convict confesses their crime or dies from the pain. During the execution, if the convict confesses quickly, their physical suffering is often somewhat alleviated, and they might even receive leniency before the death sentence is carried out. However, if the convict insists on not confessing, the executioner will intensify the punishment, leading to permanent physical disability, even if the convict eventually admits guilt. In more severe cases, if the convict refuses to confess, they might die from the extreme torture. Therefore, what was originally a seemingly noble punishment, symbolizing the phoenix spreading its wings, ultimately turned into a cruel form of torture. It is said that Zetian once personally witnessed the execution of the phoenix spreading its wings punishment. One day, a low-ranking palace maid was accused of harming the emperor. To force her confession, Zetian's favorite minister, Zhou Xing, decided to use this punishment on her. With the emperor present, the officials did not dare delay and quickly set up a wooden frame in an open area. The executioner, following the procedure, bound the almost unconscious maid's arms to the frame. Then, with an order, her arms and upper body were violently twisted. The pain contorted her face, and sweat dripped from her face in large beads. Despite enduring immense pain, the young maid never spoke. Seeing this, Zhou Xing ordered the executioner to hasten the process. The rotation of the frame caused the maid's waist and upper body to almost detach. Just as she neared her limit, on the brink of death, she finally confessed. But by then, her body was twisted and deformed, and her face was no longer recognizable. The scene made everyone present gasp in shock. This process undoubtedly had a deterrent effect. The third punishment is called the immortal offers fruit. In ancient feudal society, the emperor was regarded as the son of heaven, with supreme status and revered by all. When common people presented gifts to the emperor, they were required to kneel first, raise the tribute above their heads, and bow their heads, showing respect and submission. This ritual symbolized the strict hierarchical system of feudalism and the emperor's authority. However, a punishment called the immortal offers fruit evolved from this kneeling ritual. It was primarily used for palace maids or eunuchs who committed offenses. When a palace servant made a mistake, they would often be punished by kneeling on gravel or broken tiles, contemplating their actions in silence. Under such punishment, the convict could not rise casually and had to remain in this position for a period of time, regardless of the weather, whether wind, frost, rain, or snow. This position put immense pressure on the knees, and kneeling on hard surfaces for extended periods could cause skin damage, and in severe cases, result in bone fractures or permanent disability. If the crime was particularly severe, the punished individual not only had to continue kneeling on the gravel but also had to hold a tray above their head, keeping the tray elevated. This position required absolute stillness, or else the punishment would be prolonged or intensified. This kind of punishment was not only excruciating but also severely tested one's physical endurance and patience. Historical scholars have commented that Zetian possessed excellent political wisdom and decisive governance methods. Although her punishments did not align with modern humanitarian standards, they were effective in deterring power struggles at the time and helped maintain order and stability in feudal society. Like the Wuji stele she erected for herself, her achievements and mistakes will ultimately be judged by later generations. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.